What happens when a child witnesses one of his parents hurting the other? What happens if a child experiences gaslighting, manipulation, and fear, as domestic violence perpetrators are wont to do? Welcome, Annie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, full disclaimer, Annie is a personal friend. I first met Annie through Mums at the Table when she decided to volunteer as a moderator for our Adelaide group, organizing events for mums to meet up, connect, and support each other. And now she's written a book. The book is called Safe Adults, Hard Adults, which is meant to serve as a guidebook for kids to heal from generational trauma. What kind of trauma and behavior are you trying to protect children from?
All of it, mostly. But really, the aim of the book is to help uh, parents and carers in the home. So there's lots that happens behind closed doors. There's lots that people can't see uh, in a school environment. It doesn't always filter through, and there's that's meant to be the safe space for all children is their home. So making sure that that home is as safe as possible is really important.
So tell me about this concept of safe adults and hard adults.
I needed to come up with words that are very simple, but can mean a lot. So, obviously, safe adults are those adults around a child who protect them, who provide safety. It's not just a parent, it could be a carer, a grandparent, an aunt, a teacher, a coach, someone who's there for that child, who encourages them and supports them and motivates them. Motivators a big factor in life. And they're critical for kids to do well because every child needs that community, that support system. So those are the safe adults. The hard adults are those who aren't just a little bit difficult, but those kind of adults who do a lot of things like gaslighting, who do pose a threat to the children with abuse and neglect, as a broader terms, but also they could create situations where they triangulate the children and make difficult situations in the family home where uh, they create conflict. They don't create a supportive and nurturing environment on a day-to-day basis, but they are the ones who may threaten that environment.
So your book is essentially helping kids to tell the difference and also letting them know that well, how to survive hard adults, I guess if that's one way to put it.
We're all trying to learn to survive hard adults, I think. So if kids can start learning those techniques when they're still children, that's amazing. If they can grasp those concepts of, oh, I'm actually worthy, even if people mistreat me, and I'm actually allowed to be loved. It's okay to feel love. It's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to make mistakes, and I don't have to be fearful of that. I shouldn't have to feel fearful, but uh, it having safe and healthy boundaries is okay. As adults, we still struggle with this, and oftentimes these terms aren't really learnt till later in life. It's not something we naturally learn in school unless kids are lucky enough to have well-being classes in schools where they really do provide that sort of space for this. But even then, in a classroom, kids necessarily won't open up about very deep things that are going on in their lives. However, with a safe adult, they are in that space, hopefully, where they can open up and can deal with those nitty gritty details and can actually get the support that they need to start learning these techniques and these skills that can take them through life, which can give them much better mental health in the long run.
Now, you have your own story to tell as well. You're a domestic violence survivor yourself.
Yes.
Um, you have a son, Sebi, who's just started school. Did you write this book with Sebi in mind, or maybe it was written from the conversations that you've had with him?
Well, when when I first went through everything, I turned to books. I wanted answers. I wanted information from others who had gone before me who could answer the questions I had. And I found that there's loads of literature for adults, but there was nothing really for the age group that the book is for. So it's aimed at 8 to 14-year-olds primarily, and it's designed in a way so that it doesn't use a lot of terminology. So it's very child centric, and it makes sure that it's talking about positive things and focused on that healing journey without the terms in it. And I didn't have anything that I could grab and go, okay, I can use this. And that was frustrating for me. So as with, I have a teaching background, I thought I want to be able to teach Sebi as he's growing, so that he does have that safety, he does have that security, and he does have an understanding that is healthy, so that he can grow up to be mentally as healthy as possible. So it came out of a necessity on my part, because I felt there was a lack of material for his age. And in fact, he's only 5 at the moment, but the books were slightly older kids. But I've used terms from the book with him already at this younger age. And as he grows and asks more questions and has more complex ideas about life and relationships, he's going to be able to ask them, and I'm hopefully going to be able to answer as well as I can, so that he can get that support that he needs.
So on our website, we've published Annie's article on what to do if you or a friend is facing domestic violence, including how to help the kids. I'll share the link to the article in the description, where you also find information on where you can grab her book that will help guide you and your kids to work through the difficult conversations surrounding trauma. Annie, can you tell me in dot points what moms can teach kids to look out for in safe adults and hard adults?
Well, you can get the book. It does go through a lot of information, but basically in the first 3 chapters of the book, I go through different ways that you can watch situations. For example, children, they always watch adults. They're very good at spotting things. And in the beginning, I talk about looking at how a safe adult behaves and how a hard adult behaves. So behavior speaks a lot more than words, because sometimes people say things but they don't necessarily mean them. So learning to watch for actual behavior is a really good skill to have. Also, looking at how you respond, how a child can go, oh, how do I feel about this? How can I vocalize how I feel about it? What does it mean when I feel this way? And seeing how safe adults can make them feel and how hard adults can make them feel, to help them discern the difference between the two of them. And also, what do they ask me to do? So do safe adults ask me to lie when I shouldn't be lying? No, they're doing the right thing by me. Whereas hard adults, well, look at this person, they've asked me to lie to my safe adults in a situation that's making me feel very uncomfortable. So that's an example of being able to critically analyze the adults around them, to spot those differences so that they can figure out for themselves what's going on. Because we don't want to spoon feed them, this person's that or that person's this or that. They need to understand for themselves what's going on. And when they have understanding, then they are able to make clearer choices and safer choices for themselves.
Such an important tool. Thanks for your tips today, Annie.
Thank you very much.
As mentioned, you can find out more about what to do if you or your friend is facing domestic violence, and how to get Annie's book, Safe Adults, Hard Adults, on our website, momsatthetable.com. There, you'll also find information on our Moms at the Table groups, an opportunity for moms to meet in person for connection and support. You'll find the links in the description too.